Hi BookTube! My name is Sarah and welcome to the Bookish Knitter. Today I'm coming to you with a daily reading update. Today is the 16th of January. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I feel like it should be Thursday. It's been a long day. It's been a good day, but it's been a long day. So there was a minor snowstorm this morning. Not a snowstorm, but we got snow right at the morning commute, so it just messed everything up. It took me over an hour and a half to get to work. It typically only takes me about 45 minutes. And then I was at work, and then I had to leave at noon to go downtown to the hospital for a cardiology appointment. And then I had to drive back. And then I had to stay late at work because I had to finish stuff up that I didn't get done because I had this doctor's appointment. And then I was like an hour drive home. So I spent like 4.5 hours in the car today. You'd think I would have finished an audiobook, but I did not. Because in the morning with the snow, I really wanted to concentrate more on my driving. I just kind of listened to music, had that on in the background. And I did listen to the audiobook on the way to the hospital. And then I felt like I was just in a rush to get back to work because I knew I had this stuff to do. So I couldn't really concentrate on an audiobook then either. And I just did music on the way home. So I did get a bit more read in my audiobook. So I will share with you the reading stuff first. And then we'll get into the, as I'm thinking about it, the happy heart news. So let me see here. Dun, 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 dun. So I am about 60-ish, maybe a little bit further through The Rancher's Wager by Maisie Yates, which is the third book in the Gold Valley Vineyard series. And we just, the adult content has started, but about 60% of the way through this one. So I'm not going to talk too much about it. It's the third in the series, but it really doesn't matter because it's not like, as I always say, you can read romance series out of order. So essentially, Cricket is the youngest in her family, and she's like a 10-year age gap between her and her sisters. And she has inherited this ranch, and she wants to make a go of it. So she wins this rancher named Jackson at a poker game, of all things. And he's supposed to be helping her for a whole month. But he has some ideas of his own that he's actually doing this mainly to buy the ranch off of her, because it butts up against his property. Now, this is a big age gap. Not a big age gap. It's an age gap romance. It's about 10 to 12 years. They've never actually said how old he is, but she's only 21. And reading the book, I'm feeling like she's a young 21. I hate saying that because there is adult content in here, and I'm not thinking about it that way. But she's not very sophisticated in the way of the world, if you will. So there's all this other thing going on that's already kind of been dealt with in terms of, I'll just say it, she thinks that Jackson's her half-brother, which, anyway, it's a thing. And yeah, so, I mean, it's Maisie Yates. I am enjoying it. It's a fun romp. And, yeah, I always enjoy her books. And today, while I was at the hospital, because that's the one thing, I waited at the hospital for a long time. Like, usually when your appointment is later in the day, it often takes more time for them to see you because they get backed up from other appointments. So I did have some decent time this morning, and I started reading, and I got 20% of the way through Grayson the Cowboy by Marianne Wilson, and I am very much enjoying this one. So this is a Harlequin heartwarming, of course. And it's about our main character, Grace, who inherits, talk about inheriting things, inherits this lodge that belonged to an uncle she never knew about. And so she's gone from Arizona to Montana, and she is going to kind of fix up the lodge, and then her plan is to sell it. But right away she meets Max, who is the local sheriff in town. And of course there's going to be a romance, and already I'm loving it. And yeah, already, like I said, 20% of the way through this one. I hope to get some more read of it tonight before I go to bed. So that is all the reading for today. So now on to the fun hospital news. So this was a 1-month checkup. For anyone who's new to my channel, talking about this kind of stuff, I'll keep it very, very brief. Basically, back in October, I got very, very sick. And I ended up in emergency, and I have been diagnosed with heart failure. So I am in heart failure. However, we have been able to slow the progression of that down quite a bit. October, it was very dark. It was a very dark time. We didn't know how I was going to respond to some treatments. And, we were talking about alternative, like things that we could do in that time period. I was told at the time I was looking at 12 to 18 months. But now, because I've taken medication, I'm on medication, I've changed my diet, I'm exercising, I am, doing a lot better. Those of you who have watched the videos from then till now probably have noticed I have actually, I think I've said this before, in water weight, I've lost 35 pounds since October. So, I mean, I was very, very not in a good place. So anyway, that's the back end story of it. So in November, I saw my cardiologist, and she's like, I want to see you every month. We're going to go month to month. So I saw her in December. No, in December, she said, let's go month to month, because I was already starting to do so much better. And she saw me today, and now she wants to see me in 2 months. She's very, very pleased with everything. Nothing is, but you can't reverse it. Once you're kind of in, you're in. And unfortunately, the end result is going to end up being the same thing, which is down the road, I am going to need a heart transplant. It's just, that's the nature of the beast. But if I can, delay that as much as possible, that will be great. So I have had a cardiac condition my entire life. I was born with it. So, dealing with hospitals and doctors and cardiologists and all these things, it's unpleasant, but it's not new to me. And, I kind of always knew that this is where we were going to end up at some point, but, I'm just super happy that things seem to be working out, and that I can continue on with my life without too much disruption for as long as possible. So, and feel normal for as long as possible, if that makes sense. So that was my happy news. I do have some tests that I have to do. I have to have an ultrasound and something else and a couple other things. But I don't see her again until probably mid-March. So I am super, super happy, guys. It's been a good news day. Let's put it that way. So yeah, anyway, guys, that's it. I will let you go. Take care, happy reading, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.